morning and welcome to Morning Java, brought to you as always by Get Go Cafe and Market, where right now they got the Captain Sandwich back, Dale.
Yeah, and if you are Catholic or you just like fish sandwiches, there you go. It's Lent time. It's that time of year.
It's that time of year.
It is that time. I like a good fish sandwich.
A good fish sandwich. Always go to get the Captain right now at Get Go Cafe and Market. Let's talk, Dale, about the big news of the week for the Steelers, of course. You had Myles Garrett being reinstated last week. Then over the weekend, the Mina Kimes ESPN interview where he brings up again the allegations against Mason Rudolph, saying that he called him a racial slur. And then you had Mike Tomlin come out and emphatically defend him on ESPN to Stephen A. Smith, and also call out ESPN for the way they've handled their covering of this story.
Yeah, that was the thing obviously they knew the Myles Garrett allegations were out there, but Mike Tomlin and the Steeler organization really took umbrage with the way that ESPN presented that afterwards, when they had the panelists talking, well, what if this did happen? Assuming that Myles Garrett was not lying about the whole situation, or who knows what he thought he heard. I don't know. But let's assume that Myles Garrett's telling the truth here and just painting Mason Rudolph in a bad light. And then they also took shots where the league and the Steelers could be covering this up.
And it's fair to do what ifs in the scenario, but if you do a what if for one side, you got to do a what if for the other side, and that's what they didn't do. That's irresponsible. It's irresponsible journalism and TV coverage. If someone did that on anything, they'd be called out for it. I think Mike Tomlin was absolutely right to call them out, and also how he did it. I thought it was very interesting. He said, "I'm not here to attack Myles Garrett. I'm here to defend Mason Rudolph." Very statesman-like approach that Mike Tomlin always has.
He can say that, but in reality...
he even said indirectly this might be an attack on Myles Garrett, but
everything that guy said is...
His bumpkins. But I love the way that he approached it, because he did it from a very professional standpoint. And even when they asked him, should Mason Rudolph sue? He's like, that's not my job. I'm not his representation. He simply said, this guy, I've asked all these people about it. We've cooperated and investigated. No other evidence can be found to support this allegation. It's been a huge story for Pittsburgh, for the nation, really. A lot of people are talking about this, saying, did he say it? Did he not? I'm the guy that's going to stand in the middle and say, I'm a black man. I've had race.
I don't know. I don't see color.
I don't see color. Don't go there with me, Dale. But I've had racism impact my life. I've had people call the N-word to my face, not in the friendly kind of way. And I've been there where I've said that, hey, this happened and someone didn't believe me. So I understand that frustration from people that want to defend Myles Garrett. But at the same time, you have to use common sense. And in this situation, Myles Garrett said this and said it privately in a meeting. The only person that stuck up for him now, it was Jimmy Haslam or whoever the GM was.
Actually, it was Robinson.
Yeah. But there's only
Haslam
one person.
No.
Exactly. It was it. Listen, the entire most of the Browns team, there's only been one person that stood up for him. If that happened to me, I can say I'd be going around saying to everybody that I knew, this happened and that's why I snapped. Not justifying that I snapped, because even if that was the case, that doesn't call for attacking somebody like that.
That's the thing that just screams just not realistic. The whole thing was not realistic to me.
Yeah.
You went nuts on the football field. You got yourself ejected. You've got
a huge suspension.
You got a suspension coming. It's going to be on every TV show, every news show in the morning, splashed across, even outside of sports mediums. It's not only going to be on ESPN. It's going to be on the news everywhere. And you don't go around and explain to your teammates what happened that caused you to lose your cool.
I agree.
I don't believe that at all.
I agree with that take. And here's my other take, and I'll close my point with this. But if say in a wild world where he was telling the truth, he still would have handled this poorly. When you have situations where you've been impacted by racism or impacted by sexism or anything where there's discrimination against you, you need to make sure that there's an accounting on all sides. And as a black man that's grown up in the United States of America that sees a lot of racism happen, you need to know that you got to come correct. And he did not, even if he is telling the truth. I think he's done a disservice to himself and to any claims that he's made.
And it doesn't justify attempted murder.
And it does exactly. Even with that, you still need to know that you can't attack somebody like that.